I mean, I can't tell people what to post or what to say. But Nicki Minaj damn sure needs to stay away from anything, posting anything about kids, trans or otherwise. She supports a dude that is on the Epstein list 1,000 times. She's actually married to a registered sex offender, a pedophile. She shouldn't be able to watch Jason Kidd or listen to Kid and Play or New Kids on the Block. Hell, she got to walk around the aisle with Cabbage Patch Kids on it. And she damn sure should stay away from Sour Patch Kids. And it ain't Governor Newsom Nicki needs to be worried about. It's Chris Hansen.
The rap girls are clashing again. And no, this time it's not about chart positions, streaming numbers, or who went #1 overnight. This mess took a hard left turn into straight-up controversy, and the internet has been in absolute chaos since it popped off. This whole situation exploded the moment Nicki Minaj finally confirmed what people had been whispering about for a long time. She openly embraced the whole MAGA Barbie label. No dancing around it, no vague statements, no dodging questions. She stood on it loud and proud. And before anyone gets it twisted, people are allowed to believe whatever they want. That part isn't the shocker. The real shock is how Nicki did it and why now. Because let's be real, the timing couldn't be worse. Fans who've been rocking with her for years feel blindsided, confused, and honestly disappointed. Social media turned into a battlefield overnight. One side defending her right to her opinions, the other side saying she just pushed away the same fan base that helped build her empire. And the numbers don't lie. Followers dropping, support fading, and longtime stans quietly backing away. And you already know her critics are loving every second of this. They're sitting back with popcorn, watching what they see as Nicki making choices that could reshape how her legacy is viewed. People who never liked her are feeling real bold right now. The comments are intense, the think pieces are endless, and the shade is non-stop. Now let's get into the real tea, because if there's one person who isn't shocked by any of this, it's Cardi B. According to whispers from folks close to her circle, Cardi always felt Nicki would eventually face backlash tied to personal decisions. Not because of music, not because of talent, but because of how public choices can change perception. And this is where things get sticky. A lot of the chatter online keeps circling back to one name, Nicki's husband. People are saying that ever since he entered the picture, her public image started shifting in noticeable ways. Fans noticed the change, the energy changed, the defenses got louder, the decisions felt more polarizing. And now people are asking if this political stance is really about beliefs, or about standing by her man no matter the cost. What makes it crazier is how divided the fan base has become. Some are writing for her harder than ever, saying loyalty means everything. Others are saying this is exactly why idols shouldn't be put on pedestals. Either way, the damage is real, the fallout is loud, and this situation is far from over. And the wildest part? This doesn't even feel like the climax yet. It feels like the opening scene to a much bigger situation that's still unfolding. But the big question is any of this actually true? Let's break it down fast, because the timeline does not lie. And before anyone jumps to conclusions, this isn't about disrespect. This is about receipts, patterns, and public statements. Anyone paying attention has definitely noticed that Nicki Minaj has been stepping deeper into political conversations lately. She's not being subtle either. She's speaking louder, clearer, and with way more confidence than before. And that alone raised eyebrows, because this version of Nicki feels very different from what fans remember. Here's where things start getting complicated. Nicki has shown openness toward Donald Trump and the broader MAGA movement, and that surprised a lot of people. Why? Because back in 2020, she was expressing very different views. At that time, Nicki questioned certain government policies and emphasized the importance of fairness, balance, and compassion. Fans remember that clearly. She also spoke broadly about power dynamics and how influential figures shape culture and entertainment. She highlighted how leadership styles can affect public perception and conversation. Those clips still circulate online today, which is why people are so confused now. Because how do you go from that to this? That shift is what has fans scratching their heads. The contrast is what keeps the conversation alive. And let's not forget this part. Back in November 2016, literally 1 month after Trump won the election, Nicki dropped a freestyle remix referencing him. She joked, she teased, she played around with the moment. Some fans saw it as playful commentary, others saw it as subtle acknowledgement. Even then, people couldn't fully agree on what she meant. There's also that infamous line people keep bringing up where she said, "Oh, Donald, we love you, Donald Trump." And the tone of that moment is still debated. Was it sarcasm? Was it playful? Or was it simply pop culture commentary? That uncertainty is exactly why this conversation won't die. So now people are asking the uncomfortable question. Was Nicki always leaning this way and just keeping it private? Or did something behind the scenes push her into being more open about her political views? And once again, the internet keeps circling back to her personal life and influences around her. One thing is clear though, this isn't a random moment. This is years of mixed signals, resurfaced clips, and shifting public energy colliding all at once. And that's why the reaction feels so intense right now. Now guess who suddenly flipped the script and started openly praising Trump's leadership and influence? Yeah, that shift caught a lot of people off guard. Because not too long ago, Nicki Minaj was moving very differently, and fans noticed that change immediately. People first started raising eyebrows when Nicki spoke publicly about Christian persecution in Nigeria. Some folks online labeled that moment as her first step toward conservative spaces. But her fans, the Barbs, jumped in fast to defend her. They said she was speaking on an issue she genuinely cared about. And to be fair, Nicki has shown consistent love and support toward Nigeria over the years, so this wasn't completely out of character. But then things got more layered. The conversation shifted when Nicki publicly criticized Gavin Newsom after California passed a law involving how schools handle sensitive student information. The law focused on whether teachers are required to inform parents if a student wants to use a different name or pronouns at school. Nicki reacted strongly, expressing concern from a parental and protective perspective. Her words spread fast, and reactions followed immediately. Some fans supported her stance, saying she was speaking from a place of care and responsibility. Others felt the wording oversimplified a complex issue involving families, schools, and children. The discussion quickly became intense, emotional, and deeply divided. What made it even more talked about is that Gavin Newsom has long supported LGBTQ+ rights. So when Nicki challenged him, many interpreted it as her entering a broader ideological conversation. Others argued she wasn't choosing sides. She was responding to what personally concerned her. And this is where the divide really deepened. Fans split into camps. One side praising her honesty and courage. The other side questioning how far her views had shifted from what they expected. At this point, it's no longer just about one tweet or one policy. It's about a pattern. Every statement feels heavier, every appearance more intentional, and every move more closely watched. Nicki didn't just step into the debate, she became part of it. Some parents saw her as a voice for family involvement. Others emphasized the importance of privacy and emotional safety for young people. The debate escalated fast, and social media became a non-stop back and forth. Through all of that, the Barbs stayed loyal. They defended Nicki, saying she was speaking as a mother and protecting her child. In their eyes, she wasn't playing politics. She was being personal. But everything changed when Nicki appeared confidently at the Turning Point USA Memorial Program in Phoenix. This time, she wasn't just attending, she was a guest speaker. And for many people, that marked a clear moment of alignment rather than commentary. What made it even more complicated is that other Black conservative voices weren't given the same spotlight. People online started asking why Nicki was positioned so prominently. With Candace Owens stepping back from the organization, critics questioned whether Nicki's influence was filling a visibility gap. That's when the narrative shifted again. It wasn't just about beliefs. It became about optics, influence, and platform power. And once public motives are questioned, the conversation stops being casual. From there, fans began analyzing everything. Seeing Nicki on stage, nodding along to viewpoints she hadn't publicly supported before, felt jarring to many. The reactions were intense, emotional, and deeply personal. A large portion of Nicki's fan base comes from the LGBTQ+ community. That history made this moment especially complicated. Some fans felt conflicted, others felt hurt, and many demanded clarity. Speculation then turned back to her personal life. Critics once again brought up her husband, Kenneth Petty, and past controversies connected to him. Supporters say she's standing by her family. Critics say it keeps drawing attention away from her accomplishments. Reports of legal action overseas involving her husband added more fuel to the conversation. Supporters say she was protecting her family. Critics saw it as more unwanted attention. Discussions about Kenneth's past resurfaced, some arguing people deserve growth, others saying public figures are judged more harshly. That debate never stays quiet. Online speculation then expanded further. Some people suggested Nicki's political openness could be strategic, a way to navigate public life, influence, and stability. These are theories, not confirmed facts, but they spread quickly. More sensitive discussions also resurfaced involving her family history. Crimes committed by relatives were brought up again, acts that are widely condemned and have no connection to Nicki herself. Still, critics continue to bring them into public discourse. Now let's slow down and stay factual. The crime involving Nicki's brother occurred in 2015, with a conviction in 2017 and sentencing in 2020. His appeals have been denied. That information is public record. Because of that, comparisons between legal situations surrounding people close to Nicki have intensified. Critics speculate, supporters push back, and the internet debates endlessly. Another angle gaining attention involves Nicki's immigration status. She was born in Trinidad and Tobago and moved to the U.S. as a child. She holds a green card and is not a U.S. citizen, meaning she cannot vote in presidential elections. Nicki has previously expressed frustration about how long and complicated the